Dave, man, we're almost there!
Hurry up, dude, hurry up! Come on!
Yeah, speed it up! I think we're gonna make it!
Faster, dude!
Woo!
Dave, brother, we got to get to the podcast, man. Do you got the keys? Where are the keys?
I got him, man, I got him.
Oh, brother, clutch. Let's get out of here, my man.
Let's go.
Man, I think we made it. I didn't know if you were going to make it on that jet ski, brother.
Whoa. Wait a minute, Devin. Where's your hat? Hang on a second.
Oh, man, that's way better. I think I'm ready now.
Let's go.
All right, dude, let's make it happen. Welcome to Real Estate Success Partner. We're your hosts, Devin Dubuc.
David Wynn.
And we're here to talk about how to have great success in every market. Hey, and today that market is everywhere because we've got some giants in the industry, some really awesome people that we know. I'm going to start, where do you start? With two legends, right, out there in this industry. I think let's get going with who I met first. And that's going to be Merrily Brown. Merrily with Mpire Financial.
Yes.
And man, what a pleasure to have you here today, Merrily.
Oh, such a thrill to be with the famous.
She's laying it on thick, folks.
Yeah, no, it's all true. It's all true. You're my favorite.
You're my
favorite
biggest
person.
fan. You're my biggest supporter. You're like, she's like the Merrily's, and she's like my support club. Like
Yeah,
anytime
for
I need a
sure.
good boost of confidence, I can reach out to Merrily and rest assured I'm going to get it. So no, I love you, Merrily.
I love you.
You're such a great person. We met in Puerto Rico.
We did.
And we've
We'll
been
always
friends
have
ever
Puerto
since.
Rico.
We'll always have.
Met you and your lovely
You
wife.
did, Darian.
Yeah. We sat
I think
right
she might have
across
had you
from
guys
each other.
crying at one point in time, telling her
Absolutely.
story. I look over and they're just tears rolling down the faces. I'm like, what is going on over there?
It was great. We bonded
She's
for
amazing.
sure. Oh yeah.
I'm such a blessed man.
You are so
To have
blessed.
friends like you and
Oh.
a beautiful woman like
Well,
her.
I was thinking of your wife, of course.
No question. Well, and then we've also got our buddy Norm. And Norm, brother, I've met you timeless times. I mean, countless times, over and over again, and we've just grown a bond as well.
I keep just showing up.
You do.
He's like, yeah, the Norm's here again.
Hey,
Let's get it one more time.
it's funny because I'm maybe having a conversation, and I'm talking about, and he's just there. He's like right behind me. It's like, oh, he's been here the whole time. Yeah. But Norm, brother, man, seriously, you've got some great things going on. You're founder, co-founder.
Co-founder.
We got to give John props here.
100%.
Yeah. Co-founder of Mpire Financial, and you guys are located just east of here in.
It's actually Maitland, called just the east side of Orlando.
Yeah, that's right.
Central Florida.
Central
absolutely.
Florida.
It's been exciting, and yeah, we are one of the co-founders. It was definitely the brainchild of John Moda Woodlack.
That's right.
And then between John, Joe, Roberto, and myself, is what created Mpire.
And I've met most of the team.
Yeah.
I've met most of the team at this point. Just a great group. And you guys are doing some killer stuff, too, because you got in this industry and you said, we're going to change some things up. And you've certainly done that. You're a broker, but you're more than just a broker. You guys have really built something special over there.
We always understood that the broker model, as wonderful as it always had been, it missed a lot of the support, and a lot of retail side was absolutely won quite a bit for years and years and years. And we were able to figure out how to merge the beautiful sides of the retail and the support and in-house tech and everything that they had.
That's
we brought it to a broker model,
Yeah.
and it's just been exploding. We've year over year doubled in size. We went from we're one state to 26 right now.
That's right.
We are. It's been not just on fire, it's exciting. There's a culture. There's an excitement in the office.
There is a culture.
You never would have guessed that the rates got as high as they did for people when you come into the office and you see the communication, the camaraderie, the talking, the sharing of ideas.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants to help everybody succeed. And it's been pretty good.
Yeah, you guys had a fire, and then you just threw some gas on it, and man, away it went. Away it went. No, it's awesome. It's awesome what you guys are doing too. A lot of respect, and a lot of respect for the Freedom Club, because this is a place that brought us all together, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
I contribute a lot of our growth to them. I'm very, very thankful to meeting Carl and Steve and the whole team.
Oh, man.
I remember one of my favorite things was instead of us waiting 3 weeks to figure out or taking 3 weeks to figure out an idea of how to make this work, we would call up our coach on Monday and say, hey, Coach Rick, these are what we're looking to do this
Coach
week.
Rick.
And then on Wednesday, when we met for our coaching session, he would say, this is what we have. So so that's what helped us accelerate as fast, because we weren't taking so much time to develop it. It's already been done. Working with people like you guys, everybody's willing to share ideas.
Absolutely. Well, and let's give a shout out to Coach Rick, man, because let me tell you something. Quite frankly, even though we're all in the program, I don't know that we would have gotten an opportunity to really bond the way that we have if it wasn't for Rick Koenig. You know, he's just
a true connector.
He is.
He connects people. That's his
gift.
Yeah, that's his gift. That's his superpower.
It's
You get a little cape.
Yeah.
Coach Rick cape.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and that's how I found Mpire, because I was at a retail store,
Right.
and
I remember.
Things were kind of not going well, and I was being coached by Susie Bruner, and she says, you need to get out of there, and I'm like, okay, well, I need your help. I need you to help connect me. I don't want to go broker. And she's like, okay. And I said, but I want, I know, I did that. I said, I'm not going to do broker.
Right.
I had a bad taste in my mouth, but I wanted to go with someone who would support my efforts at the Freedom Club.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, introduce me to some people. And so I went and met about 3 different people. They were all Freedom Club people that was going to support what I was doing. And I realized, okay, introduced me to a broker. She goes, well, I happen to have a guy that used to work for me at my branch, and he's now with these, young guys that are just techie, which you have to get techie. Because I love technology.
We'll explore that too. We're going to explore that.
And they introduced me in, and then Susie retired. But why I picked them is because they were already being coached as well.
That's right.
By Coach Rick. And so when I came on board at Mpire, my coach retired, so I said, can I have Coach Rick? Because I would love to have the same coach that they have, which was great.
Which happened to be our coach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's how we all met.
That is how we met.
Is because we were coached by the same great guys.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm going to go back in time a little bit further because, again, we know you guys' stories, but our audience doesn't always know your story. So, Merrily, you've just always been in mortgage, right?
No. No. I ended up on somebody's doorstep trying to, because I had my own marketing company for 26 years.
Yeah.
And so I ended up on this guy's doorstep thinking I could, help him with marketing. He goes, do you know what we do? And I go, yeah, mortgage company. He goes, you would make a great loan officer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, tell me what that involves. Anyway, I threw the marketing company over my shoulder.
Done with that.
And said, I'm tired of making a minimum wage or less, and went into the mortgage business.
That's amazing. Well, whoever that was, he had an eye for talent because you've done some amazing things in this industry. And you used a word one time that always caught me. And, we were talking about recruiting. And you're like, I don't recruit.
I don't. I never call anyone.
Do you remember the words you told me, though?
Yeah, I attract.
Yep. And you certainly do.
Yeah.
You certainly do. There's something about the way that you tell a story, right? Just the presence that you bring to the room and, the things that you provide, to the folks that are out there. It's what they need, right? Sometimes it's not what they want to hear, but it's what they need to hear. And you do it in such a special way.
So here's what's funny. I didn't want to have a team either. When I joined, I said I'm not going to do that.
I'm running by myself.
Yeah,
I remember you told me the same thing. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I blinked and I had 24 loan officers. And I go, how did that happen?
Right. Thanks a lot, Norm.
So funny story. So I had somebody that called me and he said, well, I just want you to know, and I don't know if you know this, we've never talked about this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking to Devin Dubuc as well. And I go, oh, great guy.
I remember
you
that.
You will be in great hands with Devin.
Yep, and I said the same thing.
And I'm sure you did.
I did know with Merrily.
Yeah, no.
I did.
Well, he told me that you said that.
Yep.
And I said, well, if you need a coach, I'm not it.
Yeah.
I'm not a coach. If you want a coach, Devin's your coach.
I remember.
But if you want to do what I do.
Yeah.
Do what I do.
Yeah.
If
That's
you
right.
want my success, if you want to do, And so it was funny. We were just talking with Nate the other night, and I go, I've never used that line, but it was like, if you want to do what I do, then do what I do.
That's smart. I love
And
that.
so I just said, replicate what I do. I'll tell you what it is, but I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
Go to Devin. You need someone to, get you going. It's Devin. So.
Well, I appreciate that, and I do, and I think that's where that mutual respect that we all have for each other is that, if somebody doesn't necessarily fit our team, we're comfortable with them coming over to you guys because they know
absolutely.
you guys have a great program, and I think it's reciprocal, right? At the end of the day, if somebody's not really a great fit for what you guys are doing, you're going to send them our way too.
Well, and here's the other thing that's really funny.
Yeah.
We're sitting next to each other in the front row, right?
Every time.
Every single time. It's Devin, Merrily.
That's
Devin,
it.
Merrily.
That's right.
So today I was.
David.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But
We
it's,
can't forget our friends.
I know. We let them come. But because I'm a
I love
broker,
you.
Click and Close
Yeah.
is one of my favorite.
I know that.
Is the only place I send my down payment assistance.
That's right.
And it's I go, you're clicking. Oh, I think you're the one that told me about them.
I did.
Anyway, I just locked along with Click and Close this
You
morning.
sure did. Yeah, you told
Yeah.
me that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So even though we don't work together.
Yeah, we work together.
We work together.
Yeah, we work together. Well, and that goes with Norm as well. And Norm, again, we want to come back and kind of explore for you. So again, you've just been in the industry for what, the last 30 years, 20 years?
Oh my gosh, I have. I'm fairly new. I'm 5 years in with my license
5
right
years
now.
in.
It is. I met John when I actually had an insurance brokerage,
Okay.
and I was referring loans over to him, and he
Yeah.
just had the heck of a time connecting and closing it. So he'd say, next time you see him, ask this. Next time you see him, ask this.
Yeah.
And 2 months, 3 months go by, and he's like, all those loans close. Why don't you get your license, and we're going to open up a mega branch.
There it is.
We went and not interviewed, but we tried to find a great home for what we had envisioned.
Yeah.
We couldn't find the place that would support what we wanted to grow and
Right.
do. So then that's when we sat down. We wrote from every aspect a loan goes through, from who touches it, what part, where does it go.
That's right.
And we wrote in the next column over, we said, what would make it better, faster, stronger? What would be a better process for it? And then that's what we actually used as a model for Mpire, and it's
killer.
absolutely been working because of what we've come up with just these past.
Yeah. Well, and your
3 years.
technology you guys bring to the table,
We've-
we're in an era of tech, and it's funny how behind mortgage has been, right? But we're catching up at a rapid pace, and with companies like yours, companies like ours that are getting out there and really revolutionizing the way that consumers can get qualified, the way that consumers can work with their teams. It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
we
just awesome.
we realized that some of the tech that we're looking to do was not there. We actually hired our own in-house
did.
developer. So
That's right.
we now have 3 proprietary systems that
Yeah.
they're not even in the market right now. It's
Yeah.
just what we use.
Well, you're
because
perfecting
we're
them.
bringing
Yeah.
the tech that's needed. You have to stay, and with our line of work,
Mm-hmm.
you've got to get ahead of it, because the ones that are using AI are using all the different video editing, all the different programs that are there.
Video, what's
if you're
that?
not if you're not using it right now,
Yeah.
you will be absolutely left behind next year.
No question.
So I think our goal was to, people they'll be chasing to keep up with us. We're not going to stop. John
Yeah.
is the one that I always joke with him, because I feel he is Neo from the Matrix, and
Right.
he just sees the code top down,
Oh, yeah.
and he's like, "This is what we got to do." And
Yeah.
and then we sit down with our Santino
Figure out how to
developer,
build it.
and we build it, and
Yeah.
it's making it easier.
See,
and
I
easier
have
and easier.
I have a different person.
Who do you have?
I
Who do you
think that John is the Steve Jobs of mortgage.
Oh,
He's
okay.
so innovative.
Dang, he's real, and I made up the Neo from Matrix.
Oh
so.
no, that's okay. But that was a good one. That was a good
Well, you're a movie
one,
guy,
so-
Norm.
Yeah.
We've had plenty of time
Yeah.
to talk about that. And you guys bring that into a lot of what you do. But let's talk about the technology and where a lot of that also comes from, and that's why we're here today, right? And that's these guys right here,
Oh.
the Freedom Club, right? The Mortgage Marketing Animals, Carl White, founder, Steve Kyles, one of the founders, Chris Johnstone, Frank Correa. These guys are awesome. And they're what brought us all here together. And it's part of the reason some people go, well, why are you doing a podcast and promoting another mortgage company? Because Carl, last time I looked, has his own mortgage company.
Yep.
Steve, last time I looked, has his own mortgage company, right? Frank, last time I looked, has his own mortgage company. And what are they out there doing? They're inspiring and helping others
Sharing,
create great success, and they're sharing everything that they're doing. And this is one thing that we talk about with the Freedom Club, and I say it all the time, Dave, you know that.
Yep.
Is that there's never really been a group in the, and some, right, but typically not a group in the industry that's out there giving that type of knowledge. And more importantly, they're typically not just sharing all the secrets, right? And when you open a franchise of a McDonald's, right, they hand you a franchise manual. And they say, hey, this is how many employees you need, this is what product you need, this is how much you need to buy, this is when to order it, this is what, and anytime something changes in that industry, they're updating that manual and handing it to you. The Freedom Club is that franchise manual, right? That's going to tell you how to do all those things. And when the things change, man, let me tell you something. We're at the cutting edge every time, right? So, I think this is special. And let's talk about where are we right now? Because there's a beach photo. We're not on the beach, right? But are we near a beach?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where are we at right now, guys?
Clearwater.
Clearwater,
I can
Florida.
feel the sand still in my toes.
I know. Yeah, we're Clearwater Beach,
Yeah.
Florida, right?
Oh, it's
But what are we
great.
doing here?
Well, that's what's weird is we live in the same state.
We do.
And we have never seen each other in Texas
Never
before.
have we ever.
No.
Well,
It's
you're in
always-
San Antonio.
Yep.
Dave and I are in Dallas.
Yeah.
Norm, you're out here near Orlando.
Yep.
Right. And but the only time we ever see each other is where we're one of these
Yes.
events.
At the events.
Yeah. And a lot of the times it's right here in Clearwater Beach, which what a great place to host an event. It's just an amazing little beach town.
Can't beat the weather.
can't
It's all
beat
walkable. It's a great spot. So you can connect while you're doing the stuff.
That's right.
Here at the event, then everybody gets to break after the event, and they don't break and separate, which is hilarious. We go to the next spot and we all meet, and we still continue to.
That's right.
All hang together in massive groups, sharing ideas, working with each
We
other.
do.
You mentioned something about this being a family reunion.
It
and I
is.
think
It is.
A couple of our Freedom Club events,
Yeah.
they call it a family reunion.
They
But
do.
it truly feels like a family reunion.
That's right.
It's like, I can't wait. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
I can't wait to see all my people.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't. We've been talking about it for weeks now, maybe months at this point. Hey, who else going to the event? Hey, so and so's coming. They're bringing their wife or they're bringing their kids, and we've got our kids. I've got my kids here.
Yeah,
You've got your
yeah,
kids
yeah.
here. Norm, your kids are grown up and about to
going
head
to-
out.
going to
Yeah,
college
you're about to be an
and just a
empty
couple-
Don't
nester.
make him cry. Don't make him cry.
bring
Yeah.
That's our favorite thing to do on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably, if I didn't have the Freedom Club, you were talking about McDonald's,
Yeah.
I'd probably be flipping burgers in McDonald's. So that's
For
kind of.
some reason, I don't think that's going to be the case. but-
I tell you what, no, I definitely would not be here.
Yeah.
Because I would be burned out. Because I was working, 10, 12-hour days,
Yeah.
7 days a week, killing myself. And it wasn't until I truly learned about how to have freedom.
That's right.
Through the Freedom Club. Nobody else offered that. I had tried several
Yeah.
other coaching companies.
Right.
And
well, we
nobody-
talked about that.
Yeah.
We won't name them.
Yeah.
We could.
I don't remember their name.
But as Carl says, let's be cool.
Oh
right?
yeah,
let's
we're
not
cool.
be. Yeah, let's
no,
be
but
cool.
this truly has saved my life.
Yeah.
And saved my life and given me a plan
Yeah.
where I don't worry anymore. I used to have so much anxiety and
Because
so
you know what to
stress.
do.
I do.
You
They've
know what
given
you're
me
doing.
A plan.
Yeah.
They hold my hand. They help.
They hold you accountable.
They encourage me.
Yeah.
They encourage me.
They
like
love
you. Wouldn't
you.
believe.
Yeah, they love you. They love all of us.
They do. They
Carl
do.
came out. We were setting up in here, and I'm like, Carl, hey, I just didn't want to intrude on your thing, and I've got my videography crew here today, and is it okay? And he said, brother, this is yours. He said, brother, this is yours. I'm going to tear up talking about it. But that's the kind of person that he is. That's how special this coaching program is. And for those that don't know it, this isn't just about learning how to have success. This is learning about how to be a great person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good life
So,
lesson.
can we recreate a moment? You did a presentation. We're back on you.
Oh.
We'll get to Norm. We're going to get to Norm. You did a presentation and you talked about the donkey story.
Oh yeah.
And I loved the donkey story. Can we recreate that for our audience?
Oh, you bet. So back in the olden days, not too long ago, but 20-something years ago, I lived on a farm.
Yeah.
And we had dairy cattle. And we were having some problems with coyotes. And so we got a donkey because the donkey will protect the cows.
That's right.
From the coyotes. Well, every morning, we have to get the cows, over into the oats to eat, and that helps them produce milk, okay? More than you really wanted to know. I'm sure you'll have to edit half of it out.
No, we want to hear it.
So anyway,
The people
my
want to know,
job,
how do we get milk?
my job, believe it or not, was getting those cows
Over to the oat.
But
Is
there
that
was
how we make oat milk?
So, yeah, but nobody's supposed to know that. There's a creek. There was a creek going from where the dairy barn was, getting them across the creek. The cows, no problem. That donkey did not want to go.
wouldn't do it.
Would not go across the creek. I've got a rope. I'm pulling. I'm tugging. It's terrible. And so you know what I do? I went and got a burlap bag, put it over the donkey's head, and pulled the donkey across, pulled the burlap bag over. He went running into the oats, just kicking and just so happy.
Yeah.
Well, I was that donkey. And that's what I shared. I said, don't be a donkey. Put the bag over your head. Do the system.
Yeah.
Just here's what you do on Monday. Here's what you do on Tuesday.
That's
Don't think about it. Just do it. And then, of course, you do the just do it and do it and do it
and do
For
it.
me, it's like, don't be a donkey.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and that's what the Freedom Club is about. A lot of people hear it and they go, man, that's just too simple. It can't be that easy. And they try to change it and they try to add something to it. They're looking for, as we always talk about, the magic beans, right? There's got to be a better way, and it is what it is. Just do it, right? Dave, you know this, brother.
Oh, yeah.
We jumped in, and we've had some folks from the team that immersed with us, and we've had some that haven't, brother. But, as a result of that, your pipeline this month, I think we talked about this earlier, you've got, what, is it 16, 21?
Yeah, it's 15 for this month.
15. And if we reverse this back to when we had just jumped back in the program and the market had shifted, right?
Yeah.
What was your pipeline then?
Oh, 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah. But what'd you do?
We changed everything. Well, remember, we're a refi shop.
Yeah.
We had 2 years ago. I had 0
Wake up
realtors.
call. The
We had
rates aren't
changed-
2% anymore.
Yeah, we all got fired a couple years ago. Is that what we say?
Yeah, we
And
got
all had
fired.
to
We
change
didn't know
our-
it yet.
we
It took
all
us
had
6
to-
months to figure out, because we had a pipeline of loans. We were still closing hundreds of loans. Hundreds. We had 250 loans literally 1 month, and the next month was 80. 250 to 80 overnight, and then it just declined.
Yep.
It just declined. And this gentleman over here, and I got to give this man some props, had the foresight to say, we got to figure something out. And I'm an idea guy, but I wasn't figuring out the ideas. He found the mortgage market animals, and he came to me and he said, Devin, he said, I've vetted a few programs. And he's like, the one you're talking about apparently wasn't it. He said, it's just not the one. But he's like, I think I found it. He's like, you got to check it out. And I did. I went on a Breakfast Club call, right? And the next day I talked to somebody at the MMA, and guess what? We signed right up, right then and there. And Dave, you and I, brother, we went all in.
Yeah, we did. All
We
chips
went all
in.
in.
We
Yeah.
were either going to sink or swim.
Yeah, we were the donkey in the beginning, and we were over there with the cows right after, just doing exactly what we needed to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And here you are having great success, and we've got a lot of folks on the team that are having great success. In fact, I think this is a testament. We have the least amount of salesmen that we've had in the last 10 years.
Yep.
We closed more loans last month than we were closing
That's
last year
amazing.
with double the salespeople.
Way to go.
Funny how that works, huh?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. And again, we're in a market where the rates haven't really improved yet. You've got a lot of folks that are on the fence saying, this isn't the time. This isn't the time.
You know what was encouraging? So Carl put up a shot of
That's right.
of where our purchases are.
100% he did. Yeah.
And everybody's saying, "Oh, it's everybody's getting out of business. It's a terrible time."
Yeah.
And I looked at that and I go, "Wow, this is in purchases. We're higher than we've been in the last 10 years."
That's
and I'm
right.
like,
It's like one of the top 3
Yeah.
markets that we've
Yeah.
seen since
So-
when I got in, since
Yep.
2002.
Yep.
Like, that was one of the best markets, right? So it was 2002, and then looked like a drought season on that chart, and it wasn't. I was here that whole time. We did very well. And then all of a sudden you had this crazy affluence, right, during COVID, because rates were in the twos,
we
right?
got fat and
Yeah.
lazy.
And everybody went, oh, this is amazing. And they hired their brothers and their sisters and their uncles and their aunts, and they brought everybody into the business. And then all of a sudden the market shifted and nobody knew how to work anymore, right? And that's what happened, But the business hasn't changed that much. We just got complacent. And as a result, we had to figure out a better way.
Yeah, that was absolute blip. Like people thinking it's going to get back to normal with the 2 and 3% that's wrong. That's not going to happen. Like normal is 5s and 6s. Like that's where the entire
healthy market.
Always, that's a healthy market.
Yeah.
We must have gotten in about the same time because it was just at the end of the milk and honey days of
That's
COVID.
right. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden things start dipping, and I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so that's.
Oh, the MMA, we definitely did. We all joined around the same time.
Yeah, I think so.
And Norm, I think you guys too, right? Or you
we did. We joined within just a few months of starting out.
Just a bunch of newbies getting in there.
Looking like this is what we need to figure out.
Yeah.
Who could help us answer questions at a really fast pace. And going back to the community that you guys were speaking of, I liked that when we've been to other conferences and checked them out, it did feel like it was hard to just walk up to somebody. Like they were all there as a group. It was a little bit cliquey. Like, and I was like, this is weird. You guys never been to the Freedom Club or the MMA? Like, we just walk in and start talking to everybody. And it's everybody shares, everybody talks. It does feel like you're part of a class reunion when you come into this versus going to other ones.
It's funny you say that because I was downstairs this morning grabbing some coffee, and there's a lot of newbies at this particular event. It is a boot camp event, which makes sense, right? Because boot camp is all about getting you geared up and teaching you how to get started. Because there's a lot. It can be like drinking from a fire hose unless you dissect it. But this lady, it happened to be the same one that he called out yesterday and asked her, what things that she wanted to see happen in her life, right? And she saw me sitting downstairs, and she saw the badge, and she's like, wait a minute. She's like, you're the guy, that you've been in the club, and he's calling your name a lot. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And she's like, this is really great. And she's like, I've never seen, a situation like this where people are just so open to share. Yep. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, does it work? I said, 100% it works as long as you work the system. And she's like, well, I'm fairly new to the industry. She said, my dad's been in it for years, and he's an MMA guy. And she didn't disclose his name, so I don't know what his name was, but apparently he's one of the members, and he sent her out here because he wants her to learn the business from the inside out. And what she said was, man, I have all these agents that I do work with, but she's like, can I really just call people up out of the blue and get to know them? Yeah. And I said, 100% you can. And she's like, that sounds awesome. She said, I didn't even think about that. She's like, it's literally so simple to think about. I don't know why we didn't think about it before. And she's like, update calls on a Tuesday? She's like, duh. And I'm like, exactly. And then we just kind of started talking through like what she's got to do. And I said, hey, you know what, Amy, if you need anything, call me. Call me. We'll jump on a call. And I told her about, by the way, we have a Freedom Force call where we get together bi-weekly on Tuesdays. Yep. And we talk about all the stuff that we're doing to have success in the industry and what you're doing over there at Mpire and what I'm doing over here. And then you're taking my secrets and I'm taking your secrets and we're putting them into action, right?
Yeah, and we're all at different companies. But yet we're sharing and lifting and
well, you know what's amazing? I'll say this. There's plenty of business out there for everybody. The people,
according to that chart, there sure is, Dave.
it's a minimalist mindset. The people that I'm not in competition with Norm. I'm not in competition with Merrily or Devin. I'm in competition with myself. Yeah. It's me against me. It truly is. There's plenty of business out there for everybody, even in this market.
That's right. Yeah. There is, 100%. And it's when you understand that and you go, hey, look, if I can help my brothers and I can help my sisters have great success, they're going to think about me when there's that loan they can't do. Or when there's that person that doesn't fit their program. Maybe they're going to be better set for yours. And that's where the reciprocal part comes from, right? So that's what I love about the Freedom Club. And the Freedom Club isn't just about the freedom of having the share. The Freedom Club is about the freedom in life, right? And, that's where Carl always tells the story about the bird, right? And, he talks about his grandmother who lived here in Florida and how she collected birds. She loved birds. She had all these bird cages. And she said she saw this parrot, a macaw, up in a tree. And she said, Carl, I want you to go get a cage. I want you to bring it out here and put it on the beach. I'm going to get that bird. And he's thinking, there is no way she's going to get this darn bird, right? And she said, he went to get this cage thinking, this is ridiculous. And he puts it on, and she said, come over here and wait. And they go back in the bushes, and they're waiting for this bird, and they're waiting for this bird, and he's thinking, this is the most ridiculous thing. And then that bird just flew right out of the tree, right in the cage, into captivity, right? And he said, that taught him a story, right? Because we get stuck in traps, right? And what we don't know sometimes seems better than what we know. Or what we do know sounds better than what we don't know, The familiarity, right? But that's where you get stuck in the trap. And what the Freedom Club does is it gets you out of the cage. It gives you a life of freedom. And it lets us meet folks like Merrily and Norm and spend time on the beach, enjoying life while we're creating great success inside of our business. It teaches you how you can take time away from the work and put people into your business who can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you so that you can stay focused on the things that are going to bring you money. That's what's so special about this. It's a combination of the freedom of knowing, hey, I can share it with my friends. I can make friends in the same industry and share it with them, but at the same time, I'm setting myself free. And I got to tell you, it's changed the way that I think. It's changed the way that I live. The people around me have certainly noticed it, And some people, quite frankly, I had to let out of my circle because I realized that I'm on a path, and that path is for success. And you got to make sure that you're aligned with the right people. Dave, you say it all the time. You're a product of the five people
that you hang out the most.
Yeah. Well, guess
Just
what?
an average. You're not the best, you're probably the average.
Well, if we're in this circle,
Pretty good average.
Yeah.
we're doing great.
We're upgraded.
I like this 5 right here.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we would love to keep you here all day, but we know that you guys have stuff to do. But what did we not cover today that we didn't?
Oh my gosh,
I know we could talk all day. We
Yeah,
got a
I
lot.
think we're-
You're like, well, there's a lot.
I think we touched on.
Yeah.
a lot
I'm
of
just
great
so
stuff.
happy to be here with you.
Oh, I'm always happy to be here with you and Norm. You guys are two of my besties.
I wanted to meet Carl years ago to join this and all this, and my next goal was I got to do a podcast with Devin.
Oh, my man,
Ah.
come on, and
He's
David,
like,
come on,
and
don't leave my
David,
buddy out.
We're gonna. I can't wait to get to talk to these guys.
Yeah.
Well,
here we are.
We
We did
guys
it.
we think you guys are absolutely fantastic.
So how many's in your pipeline, did you say?
Well, there's 22 in my pipeline, but only 15 funding this month.
Okay, so you got to add one more because I just sent him a lead. That's a deal
this
that
is
I
what we
can't
talk
do.
about. Yeah,
A
here we
deal
go.
that I can't do. I'm not licensed there.
It's true.
And
It's true.
I just gave it to him yesterday.
And you did. That's
Yeah.
right. You did because we're in 50 states. We're in 50
Yeah.
states. We can cover some states you guys can't cover, and well, you can't cover states we can't cover. But you got products that we don't have, right?
Yeah.
And that's really where it comes together. I love that. Well, Merrily, let's talk about you real quick. So you're in San Antonio, Texas,
I am.
and you take care of all of Texas. You licensed anywhere else?
I'm only licensed in Texas.
But you got
Yeah.
people on the team that are licensed elsewhere.
Oh yeah, I have people in Florida. I have people in Georgia. I have some people in Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, I have.
You got people. You got people that know people
I
that know
do.
people.
I do.
That know
We're
people.
Well, just because and Empire, is licensed. How many? I can't keep track.
26, right?
26 states.
26 states.
And,
So-
and growing very,
And
very
growing.
rapidly.
Right.
very
I mean,
rapidly.
it's like a whirlwind. So, but yeah.
And if
So
you don't have the 26, you can talk to your brother David, and we got the rest.
I
So,
liked Empire so much,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be able to have an excuse to go to Florida that I ended up buying into the company.
you did. I knew that.
So,
I knew that.
so
and so did
I-
Coach Rick, right?
I-
Coach Rick
Yeah.
is now part of
Yeah.
On
Empire
the
as well.
ownership panel.
Yeah, that's it.
And
100%.
so I get to come at least every quarter.
Yeah.
Come and hang
Oh, you're
out
here a
with
lot.
them. I
I
want
think it's more than
I've
every
seen your
quarter.
social. This lady gets
I want to be
around,
with
let me
the
tell
cool
you.
kids. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, so when the folks out there want to find you, how do they find Merrily Brown?
MerrilyBrown.com. So the way to spell my name, it's very easy to remember.
It is.
Row your boat. Merrily. So it's Merrily.
Merrily's boat.
MerrilyBrown.com. So yeah, that's right. So I have my own website, but it leads kind of to all my Empire stuff. But it's MerrilyBrown.com.
She's a techie. She's got all kinds of cool tips and gadgets. In fact, she's been helping our team figure out some of the cool stuff that she's been doing. So we appreciate you for that as well.
Love it.
Norm, how about you, brother? You're in 26 states. We're not going to name them all, right?
That's Florida. That's Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I won't go through them all.
Yeah.
But no, it's we're vastly moving across the country. So we're adding a couple states almost every month.
You are.
We're here local. I work out of the corporate office in Maitland area. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd like to, look at Empire, and that is Mpire. We've made it a little special.
It's
there.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
Is what it
Monopoly.
is.
And the M is for Merrily, right?
We Merrily, for sure. So MPR, so Mpire Financial, you can find us on all social medias. EmpireFinancial.com is also, you can check it out. Or if you're interested in looking into move, join our Empire.com.
There it is.
is also how you can connect with us.
And these guys are super cool, man. They're super cool. You're gonna love the experience. You get to work with great people like Merrily and Norm, and man, they're just a special kind of awesome. So. Well, guys, if you're watching, you just saw that roll right across the bottom of the screen, so get those pens out and jot that down. And if you're listening in, go over to the description, and you'll be able to get in touch with Merrily and Norm, and they're going to be great. We know. That's why we try to find as many excuses to get out here and spend time with these guys. Now, Dave, I'm going to give you a plug, and I don't do this all the time, but since we're giving away plugs, let's plug your business, which is my business, full disclosure. Dave, tell them a little bit about how they can find you, what states you offer business in, what you're doing out there.
We're licensed in really 32 of the 50 states, and wherever we're not licensed in, our company's licensed in all 50 states.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. And, again, guys, you hear Dave talk every week, so you know the values that this gentleman has and what he brings to the table. He's just an awesome guy, and his team is pretty epic, and his team is part of my team, so I should know, because I watch these guys in action every day, and I admire them. And I'm going to give some plugs to your team too, because we've got Chris Garcia, the hardest working man in show business. What a great gentleman for you to pair up with, and then Jasmine Marino. I mean, she's like unbelievable.
She's unbelievable.
How many people did you bring this week?
So this week, we've got the two of us, and then we brought Rafael Amaro from our Miami location, the Cuban connection. He's down there in South America.
Most interesting man in the world.
He is the most interesting man in the world. And then we've got Christina Wagner, who's right here in the Tampa Bay area, and she is just amazing too. So if you want to find Dave or anybody on our team, you can just check us out at www.thedubucteam.com. And Dave, fire off your phone number, brother. How do we get the phone?
It's 214-794-9100.
And the man always answers. In fact, if it rang while we were sitting here, he'd be running out the door.
I'll be back.
Yeah, and when he's not available, his team's behind him. And we should give Shai a little plug, too. So we've got Shai Persia, right? Is that how we pronounce her last name? Yeah, and she's actually over in the Philippines. And, man, is she amazing. You've really turned her into
a machine.
Yeah, she does all the stuff that any of our folks here in the United States do, and she's doing such an amazing job for us. So we got to give her a shout, too. So Merrily Brown. Norm, you got to pronounce your last name.
Frascona. It literally is every letter just set out.
Frascona, baby. Yeah. Norm Frascona. And I know your last name. I just didn't want to butcher it. And David Wynn. And I'm Devin Dubuc. We're your real estate success partners. If you want to find us, you can check us out at realestatesuccesspartner.com. Again, that's realestatesuccesspartner.com. But we always encourage you to come over to YouTube, because you want to see all these folks live and in person and get to know the folks you're about to call and do business with, because they're amazing. And that's going to be at the Dubuc team. And you'll find us there on IG, Facebook, TikTok. We're all over the place, all at the Dubuc team. And please comment. We love those comments. We love the subscribes. We love the reviews. Until the next time, we'll see you then.
See you guys.
Bye.